Hello everybody, this is Chris the Investor from Financial Clarity, and I'm here to show you how I use technical analysis to enter and exit trades. Okay, so first of all, charting platform we'll be using today is tradingview.com, as right up here, and the indicators I have on my chart is the 12 EMA, the 26 EMA, and the RSI. These are the most important indicators. Okay, so let's get into price action. I have this drawn up just to show you guys the structure of how the market moves. For trading, if you guys don't have a trading platform as yet, you guys do TradingView for charting, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, Webull, Fidelity. Those are all accounts you can use to trade. Sometimes they have Cash App and other ones right now. So the main thing is, when you get to a price chart, first of all, before I get into this, let me show you right here. So the blue line is my 12 EMA, the orange line is my 26 EMA, and this is my RSI indicator. We're focused on these three. So if I remove the 12 and the 26 EMA, we just see the candlesticks chart, okay? So right now, this is the Bitcoin chart we're using as an example, and we're on the weekly time frame. So one candle equals 1 week. So each one of these red candles right here is 1 week, and these green candles here are 1 week. So I like to trade on the weekly time frame when I'm swing trading, or the daily time frame. So you go down to the 1 day just to show. So right now, when we go down to the daily time frame, give me a second. When we go down to the daily time frame, you end up seeing a lot more candlesticks, because now one candle equals a day. One candle no longer equals a week. So if I turn my EMAs back on, you can see them as well. So there's a lot of ways you can use to enter and exit trades. Like even right here, for example, when the blue 12 EMA crosses the orange 26 EMA, that's a buy. When it crosses going up, when it crosses going down, that's a sell. And when it crosses going up again, that's a buy again. That's one way you can use to signal your entries and exits. What the 12 EMA means on the daily time frame, it means what price has been doing over the past 12 days. And when you're on the weekly time frame, it means what price has been doing over the past 12 weeks. So same thing for the 26, vice versa, 26 days, 26 weeks. Okay, so I'm going back out to my daily time frame now, my weekly time frame, sorry, just to have it right here. And I would say I love the weekly time frame more than the daily, because the weekly time frame gives you the overall movement of the trend. So if a weekly time frame rejects resistance, that means that's a strong resistance. And if it comes to a support and rejects support, like this example, that means it's a very strong support and it's a very strong resistance. If you notice, when we reject, we saw the bullish engulfing candle here. Do a live trade now. These are the things to consider. So the market only moves in 3 ways. Keep that in mind. There's only 3 ways the market moves, no other way. And it's up, which is the uptrend right here. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. And then sideways, which is a consolidation pattern, which is normally in a zone. I'll show an example of consolidation soon. So this is an example of a downtrend, and this is a higher high, higher low, correct? So this is a higher high, it's a double top. So this is a double top reversal pattern. We'll talk more about that in the future. We can't talk about everything today. I just want to show you guys a main way to enter and exit. Okay, so this is, we broke this support right here, and we made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's how it moves in a downtrend. So the market only moves up, down, and sideways, right? And our strategy is a trend following strategy. We like to buy the oversold dips because the trend is 80% continuation, 20% retracement naturally. So once you keep that in mind, you know that it's 20% it's 20% retracement, 80% continuation. Once you keep that in mind. So that means there is a chance you may lose a trade or two. But if you continue to stick to the strategy, you will win 80% of the time. That's what this means, okay? So stick with me. So up, down, and sideways. So the uptrend is higher high, higher low. So now how we want to enter. I'm going to show you how we want to enter using this. Then I'll go into the live chart and show you more examples there, right? Higher high, higher low. We need to enter at the higher low on the uptrend and sell the impulse, which is a higher high. Buy the higher low, buy right here, sell the higher high. So that's on the uptrend. And on a downtrend, we can buy the lower low, sell the lower high, buy the lower low, sell the lower high. I'll show you examples of all of them, right? It's not safe to trade against the trend. For a downtrend, for example, like say buy the lower low and the lower high, you can do that once you get more advanced. But once you're trading against the trend, you have to keep in mind that you have to exit the trade much faster, right? So let's get to a few examples now to show you exactly how you find the higher lows to enter the buy. Because remember, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this strategy now we're narrowing it down. So now you want to get your pen and paper to find the strategy. Stick around till the end, you'll definitely learn how to trade. So get your pen and paper and you want to write uptrend. That's the first confirmation. The second confirmation you want to have is prices creating a higher low at a support. And the RSI must be oversold. So those three confirmations. So uptrend, price creating a higher low at a support, and the RSI is oversold. And this is on the weekly or the daily time frame. So let me go on the price chart and show you guys an example. Okay. So this is Bitcoin, for example. And with Bitcoin chart, I had analysis drawn up on Bitcoin all year, right? But I just want to show you one example of where price likes to pull back to with Bitcoin. So if I bring this up, this is my current indicators on the chart and charts that I draw. So I'm going to clear all that off and I'm going to do a fresh analysis from top to bottom. So the first thing we want to identify is our support and our resistances. So a resistance area is what I like to put on the chart first because that shows me where sellers reject, because I love to be a bull. I'm a buyer. So sellers rejected right here. So that's my resistance. Buyers rejected right here. So this is my support. So this is the immediate price action on the weekly time frame, right? So let me go down. I can highlight this area too. This is also a support. So these are the major support and resistance areas in terms of where price is, right? So one thing I want to note is how to find out where the higher low is. I love to use my Fibonacci tool. And let's say we're doing a hypothetical example now. Let's say none of this over here did not happen yet. So let me highlight that area. So let's say none of this didn't happen yet. So we're going to blot that out. Price moves like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So I want to draw my Fibonacci retracement, which is this tool, from my swing low to my swing high and move it over. And price always comes back to the 50 or the 61.8 area because the market's 80% continuation, 20% retracement. So that retracement, whether it's against the trend or above the trend, is always in the same area, the 61.8, 50%. So if I draw it from here to here, it's right at the 50 and the 61. And that's just natural because I'm going to do it on a chart and show you. So pay attention, stay locked in, right? So just to stretch out the chart, Bitcoin made a more massive run. And this is a small retracement. So I'm not even going to measure that with the Fibonacci. So I'm going to start from this recent higher high, higher low right here. So if I start from here and pull, I'm measuring the full move. So this is on the weekly. Let me small up the chart. I'm measuring the full exact move because Bitcoin really rejected right up here. So if I'm measuring this full move where it rejected, you can see that Bitcoin came right back to the 61. Let me clear this area. 61 area and sometimes the 50. So 61, 50 right between this area is the best spot. And I'll show you more examples. Once price comes there, automatically I know it's a buy, right? So this is how you do this trade. So say you did, price comes to 61.8. Either you automatically enter a buy with your stop below the 61.8, or you wait for this diagonal resistance to break, which is a more conservative entry. You'd have to zoom in to see it. So let me zoom in. I'm going to draw it and zoom in. And when I say zoom in, I'm going to the daily time frame just to show more price action. So yeah, so when you have this diagonal resistance drawn up right here in the daily, and what you're doing is price only moves up, down, and sideways. So since we're here now, this is a perfect example of what sideways movement is. You notice we're not making higher highs and we're not making higher lows, and we're not making lower lows or lower high. This is an example. Let me move this. I'll move this on the example. Wow. This is an example of lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So after a downtrend normally follows by consolidation, then we break out again, these tight areas, then we're back to higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So zoom back out to the weekly. So the biggest thing that signaled my buy entry here to pay attention, guys, it's not just the 61.8, it's the fact that the RSI was oversold. That's the biggest thing. So when the RSI now is below 30, that's an oversold region. So that's also an ideal perfect entry. So once you enter the buy, this is how you exit this trade. So you're in the buy. This trade normally goes 30%. You take your same Fibonacci and draw it from the swing high to the swing low. And let me clear this off now. Price always comes back to the 61.8. Where's the 61.8? It's in the shaded area, but let me bring it out wide. You can see it. There you go. So you'd take profit from the 38, 50, and the 61. So I already started taking profit here. So let's just say you took profit, right? You're following. Trade number 2. Let's just say you took profit. You drill it from this swing low to this swing high. You want to enter right at the 50 and the 61 again. Boom, right at the 50, 61. That's where Bitcoin came to. These wicks show that the buyers rejected. Very strong. So if I go down to the daily and zoom in this area, you can see it's literally right at the 60 and 51. And either you want to jump in as soon as you get to the 60 and 51, or you want to wait for a diagonal resistance to break, more conservative entry, right? So where we are now, let's zoom out to the weekly, and this is on today analysis. So so to do a fresh analysis on Bitcoin right now, we just made a move to the negative 61, which is the second target up there. We noticed we came down very low on this rejection, but we did not break this higher low we created. So higher high, higher low. Higher high is still a higher low compared to this one, so we're still in an uptrend. The fact that this higher low came down really low, because if you draw this fib from this swing low to this swing high, you'd see that it came below the 70. It means it's a stronger chance that we'll consolidate right here. We're not going to go back to an immediate all-time high. However, to know that this was a good buy entry, here's another key. When we correct deeper, you just take the fib and measure the entire move from this swing low to this swing high. Guess where we came back to? Right to the 50 to 61. And that's a buy area. from me and the group in the Financial Clarity Academy, right? So I'll go down to the daily, you'd see that we broke out. So what we're doing now, this is so easy, guys. Like, I've been doing this for such a long time, and like I've been trading the same strategy for years. So we just broke out. What I'm expecting now is us to create another higher low, a little bit down more, and a higher high. And if I stretch out these candles, you could see that how I can indicate that. All I have to do is draw this fib from this swing low to this swing high, and I can just wait for it to come to the 50 or the 61 before I pull the trigger if I miss the breakout entry, right? So that's just, advanced technical analysis and how you can see an entry. So let me give another example. Let me take this out. We're back on the weekly time frame now. So to make this easy, is Bitcoin is one. Bitcoin is bullish. So say you don't want to trade Bitcoin, you want to trade stocks. It's ADA and other crypto. This is McDonald's. McDonald's is a bullish stock. We got Apple and we got McDonald's. So say you want to just trade McDonald's. We're on the weekly time frame. We can start. I'm just starting all the way back here just to show you what I'm talking about. So I never seen this before. I'm literally just testing the Fibonacci with you and the RSI. So let's pay attention to the RSI and the Fibonacci. Let's see where it goes to enter a buy. So this is an overbought reading. This is an oversold reading. Okay. So if McDonald's made a move, weekly time frame, draw from this swing low to this swing high. Boom. We came back to the we got to pull it to the exact top. We came right back to the 50. We held at the 50. Then we eventually made another high. Then we held at the 50 and then we kept going higher. And the reason why we held at the 50, the RSI was oversold. So when we came down to the 50, so say none of this never happened. When we came down to the 50, the RSI was oversold. So that was already an entry. So let's say we out this one. I'm just showing multiple examples. Even if I draw this small move from this swing low to this swing high, this still shows we come back down to the 50, the 61. And the RSI isn't fully oversold, but we still get a bounce. And all we're doing is the market only moved three ways, guys. Up, down, and sideways. Up, down, and sideways. So this market is moving up. So we want to see when the market come back down, as we said, to a higher low for us to get in on an entry to ride the trend up. So in this case, McDonald's, we're still doing. So this is the recent low I just draw. So let's do it again. Swing high, swing low, right at 50.61. Drawing from this swing low, this swing high. 61. You see that? Right at the 61. And how you get out is, like you said, 61 with the entry. And how you get out is, you could wait for it to retest the high, or you just pull the fib, like I said, from the swing high to the swing low. And your exit is the 38, 50, and the 61. So that's how you're entering and exiting, guys. You're just using the fib. So look, this is an oversold bounce as well. So even though I didn't even count that, did I? I draw, came, 61, oversold. So we're back testing this. So now we made a lower low. We made a higher high, high low. So we made a lower high, lower low now. So now look at this. So say we made a lower low and the RSI is oversold. RSI is oversold right here. Draw the fib from the swing high, swing low. Still it comes back to the 61 to 50 bounce, no matter how you take it. Especially a bullish stock like McDonald's. So now this is the current price of McDonald's. This is the weekly candle. This is the weekly candle of December 27th, 2021. Where we are right now. So this is December 27th, 2021, the last week of the year, and I'm doing this free trading course just to help everybody out to the best as I can, because this really is possible. A lot of people are skeptical, but because they're being misjudged by a lot of information all over the place, but I've done the time and put in the work for over 4 to 5 years to make sure I find the right strategies that work. And trust me, guys, if you're disciplined enough to stick to this strategy, this will work for you. You will hit 8 out of 10 trades, and all you need to do is be right 4 times to be profitable with this strategy, because most of the gains you get 30%. So now, this is how you do this. So McDonald's is at a high. Whenever we reject, we'll draw the fib at a point we reject, and we'll wait for us to come down to a 61. If it doesn't, you just have to leave your fib drawn up, and you have to go to another stock. So let's see where else. Let's see Apple. And I'm just doing one more example with this, and I'm going to clean Apple's chart off because I've been analyzing and trading Apple all year. But I really want to show you guys this. That is not kidding. We're on the weekly time frame now on Apple. Hope you're following. Hope everybody have their pen and their paper. And like I said, go to Financial Clarity Academy, LLC.com for more information. If you want to learn more about this, I can teach you this day in, day out. I have a wealth building community that I send out trade alerts like these and entries like these consistently. So this is Apple 2018. So let's start using our Fibonacci. So we're on the uptrend. If you notice, Apple is going higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. It's just going higher, high, higher, low. So this is a deeper correction, and I already told you what we do with deeper corrections. So we can start this analysis by this, and we are forward testing this together. Resistance rejected. Support rejected. This area was a support as well, down there. So this is where we're at, and we're testing going forward, right? So if we draw our fib from all the way down here, measuring this entire move up before we had deep correction, we corrected all the way to the 61, and the RSI was oversold again. And I don't know if, like, you know, this is not clear to you guys or what. Hopefully you guys can see it. Hopefully you can take this knowledge and use it. Hopefully you can, whoever got this free course can really send me a DM or a message and say, yo, you know, this course really helped. So I'm really trying to make this help you guys. So after you enter 61, boom, swing high, swing low, bring it over. This is how you exit. You're getting out at the 50, 61 and higher. And then even if you got out and you're like, you know what, you want to trade, you come to market one day, swing low, swing high, still come right back to the 61, guys. RSI still oversold. I don't know how much to show you guys this, but these were great and good companies, you know. Swing low, this swing low we just draw from this swing high, swing low to swing high. 61.8, RSI oversold. You'll make money day in, day out, sticking to this strategy. So let's see again. So it kept going up. This is Apple right now. So if I draw from this swing low to this swing high, the RSI, the resistance and the support and the Fibonacci stand very close together. There you go. So they're very close together. So it's the same resistance. We didn't come back far on this rejection, because normally when we don't reject like that, that means the trend is very strong. So if I even go in and to a more immediate price action for Apple and I stretch the candles out, I can look for entries here and I can say, okay, RSI is oversold. That was an entry. Even when we didn't pull back, the RSI oversold here. This is another entry. I can draw the fib from this swing high to this swing low. 50% RSI oversold. That was another entry. That was the most recent entry I gave in my group chat for Apple. Most recent entry. And now, this is where Apple is. We're at the negative 61.8. The second target, the first target after we bounce on an uptrend from the 50 to 61.8 is normally retesting the high, negative 61.8 and negative 61 negative 61%. So it depends on the trend, depends on the strength of the trend. It's more that go to it. To learn more, you could always DM and ask me more. So right now on Apple, what I'm looking at right now is this was a recent resistance that got rejected, 180, 181-ish, and we're heading back now to retest it. If I go back down to the daily to look more closer into it, I can see that we're going back to retest this resistance. So even if I draw this fib from higher high, higher low, from this swing low to this swing high, you'd see that we pull back in between the 50 and the 61, right? The same area. So if Apple break out, I'm expecting Apple to go to this next target, 196, or let's say roughly $200. Price attracts to emotional numbers, which is whole numbers. Anything ending with 0, 0, 10, or so forth. So if we don't break this area, zoom out to the weekly. Let me zoom out to the weekly for you, because the weekly and the daily trend is different. I just zoomed in on the daily just to show you more. If we don't break this area, I will wait for Apple to pull back to the 50. So I'll draw from this swing low to this swing high, pull back to this 50 to get in, if we don't break this area. But chances are we are going to break this area. Even though we're overbought, this is a red flag. Normally when you're overbought and you're in profit, it's good to get out of the trade. I already took some profit, but Apple is a very strong company, and I like to look down to the last minute before I get out of a trade. So I'm going to see what happens here to determine my exit. Well, this wraps it up for the strategy. And as we review, you want to find an uptrend. You want the price to be creating a higher low on the in between or on the 50% or the 61% fib level. Also, it's perfect to have the RSI oversold in combination with the two. So you want to have those three confirmations to a high probability trade strategy. My name is Chris the Investor. Thank you guys for watching. Hope I can add some value to you guys. If you need any help or anything, please feel free to call me. Thank you. Call, text, email, anything. Thank you guys a lot.